Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more naval action. Today we've got a 2 vs 2, Bellona and a Surprise versus a Constitution and a Trincomalee. Might be a bit of a rough matchup for us in the Constitution and the Surprise, as the Bellona is a pretty intimidating vessel, to say the least. Now, we've got chain going up. And we've got sorry, I'm just thinking here. We've got chain going up, and that'll be able to reduce their sails, slow their maneuverability, that sort of jazz. We do want to disable the ship as much as possible. But we also want to be able to get in there and do damage. I've got a bit more maneuverability than the Constitution, so I'll focus on getting on their tail and seeing if that works. It shouldn't be too difficult. We don't really have to worry about the Surprise so much. They do pack a little bit of a punch, but overall, and especially in comparison to damage-wise to myself, and a Trincomalee, a Constitution, or even a Bellona, they're not an issue at all. So I'm going to maintain my speed and just... I really want to let Brad on chat have shots. Oh, Brandon, right. Too much, yeah, I was overanalyzing that name just a little bit. Now we're getting a most speed at about 125 degrees to the wind. Sorry, 145. Ooh, he's copping a fair whack to his sails, yeah, down 9%. Good use of probably chain. I couldn't see it at all on my screen. Yeah, at least I heard it. Since they've done an update, it's been an update of predominantly servers, and some of them, like this one, have very high pings for myself, and it does cause me to miss things occasionally. Not so much shots, but I won't see people shooting me until the damage is hit. I won't see the damage to my sails until it's too late. The only real gameplay impact it has is when I try to bring in my sails from battle speed. Overall though, it doesn't really matter. Like, if somebody's going to hit me, they're almost always going to hit me anyway. That was a bit dopey. Sorry. I had thought that those shots were going to go a bit further. I should have really adjusted for it. Anyway, as I was saying, the lag that I get doesn't really affect the gameplay. You know, if I'm going to be shot, I'm going to be shot anyway. There's not a lot of micro movement or micro moving that I miss out on due to lag, and damage I take is essentially just going to be damage I take. It's not going to be divided. It's not going to be, you know, I'm not going to miss damage, or I'm not going to miss being hit due to lag. Focusing on low shots here. Just wanting to get the shots in below the hull. And then get on his tail here. I unfortunately began my turn a little too soon, and thus haven't been able to get a goodly number of shots off against the Surprise. And also I haven't been able to swing myself round to port due to the positioning of our two ships. I would have ended up running, likely as not running into my ally. So I've got full sails on straight, just trying to get as much speed as possible for this upcoming turn into the wind. I should be able to maintain probably about 10 knots, which is reasonably acceptable. And I'll pull my sails up, just so they don't slow me down. Get some of them in time. Got to work on my timing with those sort of manoeuvres. And the rest of them should be able to catch. Drop down to about 5 knots probably before the turn's over. But it'll let me get back in there without having interfered too much with our constitution. Not the best manoeuvre, probably should have spaced ourselves out a little bit more. That's why line formation is kind of important. You'll swing in at the same angle, you'll cut out at the same angle. You don't end up with a situation like we had there, where I've had to come wide to avoid significant damage from the opposition. Well, we'll get some decent shots against the surprise as we're coming past here. Full broadside with our starboard guns. Now the trick here is we really want to go for low shots. I fired way too late. Alright. So some small issues that relate to lag there can be that. So I'm dropping my sails here. I'm literally just going to be looking at sitting on their rear. Got some guys on the guns, not so concerned about sailing at this exact moment in time. Now we're going to slip on to sails again, get ourselves up and running, and manoeuvre in to at least a decent position behind the Bellona. Now that they did fire off the majority of their shots that way, and we should be able to get another broadside against their tail from our starboard guns. We have, to a degree, been a little bit less than useful, with some poor positioning by our part. But we're finally getting the... Oh wow, he's actually completely down already. I had not realised. That's most unfortunate. Getting a crew on repairs because I don't want to have to switch up my cruise rolls at this point. Basically now it's just coming down to a damage perspective. Am I going to be able to do a decent amount of damage before these two sink me? Pretty much my only goal here. Ooh, really good solid shots there. Yeah. Outnumbered 2 to 1. I may as well go for a boarding action against this surprise. Need to drop our own speed. You're looking at about 2 to 3 knots if you actually want to board someone successfully. This is going to put us both in pretty dire straits. I was planning on boarding, but he decided to board me in the end. We'll probably look at taking his ship if we can. Mind you, it depends on how well our crew come out of this. If our crew comes out in reasonably good condition, say around 150... I'm going to go for a defense here. Yeah, there we go. That worked out nicely. He's just got himself on attack, so if I defend, I'm going to take less losses when I've got like high numbers, and that works out. Question is, do I want to board his ship? The answer is not really. My guy's on survival. Actually, yes, I want to board his ship. I want to board his ship. Sorry, I was looking at the damage I'm taking. My rudder's out. And as much as I'd rather have my own ship, just not in this way, not in this condition. It appears, though, that you do... what's the term? You do keep your repairs. Either that or he'd already used 2 repairs. I'm going to get my double on and just try and sit in the rear section of the Bellona. I've got repairs going on the sail, so that should actually repair the fronts. Yeah, there we go. Oh, no! Get me out of the way! Get me out of the way! Sadly, he reloaded in a fairly timely fashion by the look of it, so I'm not actually going to be able to maneuver myself in time. Yep, I'm just going to take a solid set of hits, and that will actually sink me. Gosh darn. It's most annoying. He's got a really, really fast turn. Like, that was against the wind and he's able to keep up with my full speed turn. I can't get behind him. Ooh, that's fascinating. Well, that's probably it for myself. This will... yeah, definitely sink me if he gets a full blast off. Yep, there we go. Actual rear guns. Fired way too high. Don't know what I was thinking. Probably thought I had double shot in them. I won't even get a shot off with this double shot because with the guns on the surprise, that'll be too far away. We have a look. Yeah. That's the maximum height I can go. Are these... oh, they're cannonades, that's why. Yes, they do not have the range. Nothing. They got nothing. Alright, I'm going to put myself just onto sail. And let that water take me into the crushing depths. Well, that was a quick one. Thanks very much for watching, guys. It's been Death Stimulator here. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know, and please consider liking, commenting, favoriting, or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. I'll see you guys next time.